Massiv Metro continue to bring you great music and great conversations. My Power. That's the song that we just played for you. There, of course, it's Beyonce and the ladies doing their thing. Their Busiswa is up in the mix on this track as well. It's 14 minutes after the hour, 4 o'clock. Continue to bring great music and great conversations. And my guest is in studio with me. Y'all, it's time for you to meet her. Thokoza Gogo.
How are you?
Ngiyaphila unjani?
Ngiyaphila nami ngiyabonga.
Nami ngiyaphila. Okay, so she's joining us in studio, Gogo Skhotheni, traditional healer, and today we're talking finding and embracing spirituality. That's the topic that we're going to touch on with her this afternoon. As I've already said, she's a traditional healer, a community leader, and a businesswoman, and above all, a mother to many young women under her wing in their journey to becoming traditional healers. So we're obviously, we are in a very interesting time as the world with COVID-19 and all. But here we are here in South Africa dealing with a lot of issues from depression, anxiety, stress, people trying to really deal with grief and, and finding understanding about their lives because the world has kind of stopped and people are asking themselves all sorts of questions. So you're from Embalenhle in Mpumalanga.
Yes.
Okay, so talk to me about your life in Embalenhle. What was it like growing up there?
It was not easy because I didn't have friends. I grew up, I went to Val Christian School. It was a boarding school, and when I came back to Emba, I studied around the location as well. I did my matric there, and then I was a dancer by profession, also a Christian. I didn't know anything about ancestors or spirituality. I was just concentrating on being a Christian. Everything was just me and God. And then it was in my hood, we have so many people who are successful that at that present moment I didn't notice because nothing motivated me. But the people around me, which is people from my hood, they're very successful. But at that time, I think I didn't get motivated because I didn't know who I am and I didn't have direction. So I think that's where most of us lose it. We are surrounded by great people, but because we ourselves, we don't know who we are, or we haven't found our purpose, and then we think, nothing is working out.
Yeah. So how did you get on the journey, one, to finding out who you are and identifying your purpose?
I used to see people's problems all the time, even when I'm in church. I used to prophesy. They even made me a prophetess at church. And then one point something happened in church, and then I told the church that this is not how it's supposed to be. Then I left. And then when I left, I tried finding myself. I became depressed. I would stay indoors. People would talk about me. They would tell me I'm acting. There's nothing like that. That church is perfect.
Yeah.
Until I asked God, who am I?
Yeah.
And I didn't get answers. I'll just keep on dreaming about beats. I'll keep on dreaming about healing people. Dream of Amatwasana, which is initiates. I'll dream of everything that is concerning ancestors. That is when I realized to go say, okay, I have this gift, that I used it in a different way. Yes. And then I was like, okay, let me give myself time for this. So I was working at the same time. I worked from when I was doing grade 11 because I just liked being independent. I was very scared to ask my mom even for toiletries up until this day. So I started working, and then after that, after I discovered myself, I don't want to lie, it took me 2 full years to discover myself after I was trying to find myself.
Okay. Yeah. So when did you come to the knowledge? Okay, so obviously you were having these dreams.
Yes.
And then now, when did it become not just about you but helping other people?
It will come to a point whereby a random person will just sit in a taxi and then they'll just start sharing their problems with me. And remember, I don't have beats on, but I have solutions to that person, and I just hint and say, no, this is what happened to you 2017 and whatnot. And then I said, how do you know? And then that's when we get to, so a lot of people, that would happen continuously up until I just woke up and said, you know what, I'm doing this. So yeah.
So, because I'm very interested in spirituality and in all forms, I can tell you that there has been a spiritual awakening of some sort that's been happening for the last 5 years or more. More and more young people are seeking and asking questions. And more young people, I mean, you're 29 years old.
Yeah.
So which means if I'm saying the last 4-5 years, you might have been 23, 24.
Yes.
A lot more young people are looking for answers that they feel that their parents don't have answers to, and their parents have not been asking those questions. It's like they were going into spaces that made a lot of parents uncomfortable.
Yes.
And a lot of young people also started, wanting to understand African spirituality.
Yes.
And they'll be like, how una 29 marogoto ufake ne weave, and and it was a bit confusing for some people. What do you think is going on in the spiritual world? Before we even got to 2014 and COVID-19, it's almost like there was a build up to this moment.
Yes, true.
What was happening, or what is happening in the spiritual world? How did we get here?
Can I just start by saying a lot of us that have the spiritual calling, not all of us are called.
Yes.
Not all of us are chosen.
Yeah.
It's only a few. A lot of the generation, I'd say, your 20s, 20, 21, we are experiencing depression, and then we go seek help to traditional healers, and then because of the current situations that we're facing, we're mixing that with the calling.
Yeah.
And then also would get traditional healers who would say, it's because of your calling, that's why you're going through this.
Yeah.
You don't last in relationships because of your calling.
Yeah.
You can't do well at school because of your calling.
Yeah.
You can't, the family is not at peace because of your calling.
Yeah.
Only to find out we just need to know who we are.
Yeah.
We just need to find isintu sethu.
Yeah.
So we get misled by izangoma, which is us. We are misleading people. I don't want to exclude myself.
Yes.
Because I'm also a sangoma.
Yeah.
So what are we doing to our people? People want to find themselves.
Yeah.
People are interested in ukpatla, for example.
Yes.
I always share that on my live videos,
Yeah.
that people should learn who they are.
Yeah.
It's not the matter of doing it right.
Yeah.
It's just starting. Because your ancestors can see that he or she is trying. And then they'll get a way to tell you what to do besides going to a sangoma.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you could find yourself, there's no need to come to me.
All right, we take a break, we come back, we continue, and she's here and she's spitting fire and telling some truths. It is Heritage Month, guys, and you know me, I'm saying we need to learn and love who we are in all aspects and forms. So how can we talk about our heritage if we don't know who we are and where we come from? Okay, so with your background as a young person, when now you decided to go into this journey, what kind of support did you get from your family? I mean, did everybody understand? Were you questioned?
No, I didn't. I didn't get any support. My mom came to me 2 weeks after, before she called, and she was shouting, "Come back, what?" And then my dad was like, "I know there's something different about you from birth, but I didn't know that you'd have to take this." And why? Because ekhaya, they did practice the ancestors, they did do rituals. Mina, I'd see it as a demon because I was a Christian.
Okay.
So they were surprised to go to, why you?
Okay.
Why you? Why do you have to do this? And then when I did it, I didn't get any support. My mom started slowly understanding 2 weeks after, and then my dad came to visit, and then my 2 brothers as well. And then after that, now they are so supportive. Every ceremony I have, they are there, all of them. Be it your brother, be it my step brothers, like everybody around me, they just supportive. My mom, my dad, they support me, and they understand, because sometimes I cry. I cry a lot. Things, they don't work out. What does not work out, it's when I'm not able to help people the way I want to, because I know there's just something missing. I haven't reached where I want to. There's just something missing that I feel like people should just come back to themselves. People must know who they are.
Okay, so it's for somebody who doesn't, what's the simplest way of saying know who you are and coming back to yourself? Because I'll tell you, a 25-year-old will say, ngifuna ukuphahla, but my mother doesn't know, or my mother doesn't know where do I even start, or in a family where they say asiyazi lento ekhuluma ngayo uyibonephi.
True.
Yeah, and then now the child is like, no, angingeni mina le yesonto, angingeni mina le yani, but mina ngifuna idlozi lami.
Yes.
And then it becomes, the family is broken into two, because firstly, the father or the mother are dealing with issues ukuthi they never did all of those things. Like a lot of black children are caught up in abayenzelang imbeleko. You know, children are carrying surnames that they're not theirs, or they were raised by fathers who are not theirs, and people are walking around with all this pain, and the thing that they all end up with is issues.
Yes. I love your question. Everything that is currently happening, beyenzeka mandulo. You understand? But there was respect and a good way of doing it. Umama se next door bekangaprekiswa baba se next door. But bazi in ifamily khulume ihlaliswe phansi lo mntana aphahlelwe ngendlela right. Manje we are too secretive.
Nanoma angakhulela next door,
yes,
as long as bamenzele
kahle. So kunendlela ukuthi lo mntana makavela bazomthatha bamphahlele kahle, but aqhube kakhuliswe yi stepdad. But manje we are too secretive. Thina. That's why izinto zethu zibheda, because ngamithusa umuntu oso umntana ngimikise ngale. Noma umntana sengimbuyisile kuloyo baba kungasuyena, angisayenzi kahle ngisamphahlele. So what I would say for umuntu ongazazi ositshela ukuthi I don't have usizo from my dad or from my mom, but I just want to understand my journey of idlozi. There is no right way of ukuphahla sithando sami. The only right way is to kneel down and talk to your ancestors. Whether you have a candle, whether you have impepo, whether you don't have any of those things. But just start by kneeling down and talking to your ancestors.
So you can just do it at home. What's the difference between that and going, I don't know, a tunane?
Yes. The difference is when you do it at home, manje there's just witchcraft everywhere. Uthola ukuthi ekhaya ageneki, even namadlozi enu awangeni. Uthola ukuthi omunye washona azanga khishwe ngendlela right, or azanga fakwe ngendlela right, because there is a way yokufaka isidumbu ejardini. So that your ancestors, they don't recognize that house. So ukhuluma nabo lapha abakuzwa. So when you go to Eskangeni or Emfuleni or Kupi, that's where you go and talk to them, because your ancestors are everywhere. And we need to understand the different spirits of amadlozi. You understand that idlozi lihlala emanzini is not just an ordinary idlozi, umdawu. You understand? And usekde nomdawu because awuna calling. So lezo zinto, that's why ngithi there's a difference between isintu ne calling, nesiko.
Yes, isintu calling nesiko. Ubizo isintu ubizo
nesiko. Yes. Isiko into enziwa ekhaya noma kanjani.
When a child is born, when somebody's getting married, when someone dies, amalobola, when there's a child comes of age, sayisiko lelo.
Yes.
Aha.
Isiko lelo. And then a calling, umuntu okhethiwe abaphansi. Lelo ke soku yini i-calling. So now
ubizo.
So lezo zinto thina we tend to mix them.
Usiko, ubizo. What did we say the third one is?
Isiko, ubizo
nesintu. Yeah, okay.
Isintu, the way yilento ngifuna ukubuza abantu around ukuthi heritage month ngiyayibona baye celebrate heritage month. Ikhazana ukubona. Are we really celebrating isintu or si celebrate ubizo? Because mina manje I'm saying mina nguSkhotheni. So heritage month I'm going to celebrate it ngobungoma. Kanti ngirong. Mina mele celebrate isiko, which is isintu sam, which is utumulo umthwening, which is ngumsuthu, ngqoka isuthu sam. So thina bangoma sesibalekela isintu nathi sesibalekela inini, we stick to ubungoma, which is the calling.
Okay, so ubungoma is part of ubizo.
Yes.
We are beg. You know, you're a wise woman of 29 and they say it'll come out, it'll come out of babes. No, it's true, because then there's adults who've never actually been able to break this down and explain it in a language that people can understand, because ubungoma buhambelana nobizo.
Yes. Uyayibona. So
ubungoma akusi isintu or isiko.
No. Bese wena asithi egina akekho ke wathwasa. Bese bathi ungazosihlanyela Penny, wena out of all we won, ibuya blend, ibuya kimi ngoba akusisintu lento, ubizo. Imeli iqale
ngobani?
We understand.
Okay.
So that's why silahla khona.
Okay. So masilungisa ke, silungisa kanjani?
Uma silungisa, mina into engicelayo to abantu, stop going to a traditional healer when you are desperate. Uzothwasa unganadlozi.
Awatshele lapho.
Uzothwasa unganadlozi. Stop going to a traditional healer when you're desperate.
Because traditional healers will collect money.
Yes, I have 60 kids, man. I have 60 initiates in the same house. Ne?
60?
Yeah, I've got 60.
What? No, wait a minute.
I've initiated more than 100, but now in the same house, in the same yard, I've got 60. I've chased in a week maybe ngizohambisa 5. Umuntu okhona ngimtshela ukuthi okay, ngiyabona when udinga healing, udinga mina.
Yeah.
Emotionally, psychologically, udinga mina. It's fine.
Yeah.
Iba nami vig, uzophuma right.
Yeah.
Athi no awunabizo sithando.
Alikho idlozi.
Alikho. Sinawe asilungise wena.
Yeah.
Ubuyele back pursue career yakho. There's so many kids that I've chased away.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we get along.
Yeah.
Some hate me because they feel like ngine jealous. Nedlozi labo. Uyayibona?
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, silungisa kanjalo when it comes to ubizo ubungoma idlozi ne.
Yeah.
But now when it comes to isiko abantu bathi silahle amasiko. Relatlile kithi umsuthu relatle usiko ke setso relatlile setso sa rona. Setso se ke eng?
Setso se ke mo re khutlelang teng. Hore la ekhaya akenziwa kanje. La ekhaya liqhokwa ibhroko. La ekhaya awutholi umntwana ungashadanga. La ekhaya isithembu. Into ezinjalo.
Yeah.
Izinto ezeza ngabomkhulu bethu.
Yeah.
Emele siziyenze.
Okay.
So sizilahla along the way. Because manje says sifunde ekolweni zabelungu. Yabona? Ku right naloko. Akunankinga. Sibuye ekhaya asisaphahla senze next. Mina ngiyazi ukuthi abantwana bami abana khonding. Engibazele my own kids.
Yeah.
Angeke ngibasukele. But mele ngibafundise ukuphahla.
Yeah.
Mele bakwazi ukukhuluma ini namadlozi abo. So Tina, we are trying to modernize everything. And I also blame izangoma. We want to modernize yonke into.
But I mean, okay, outside of Zangoma, because look, Zangomas are healers. They're not necessarily every house have a healer as Zangoma. But you know, what about the elders in their family? I mean, isn't it like that their responsibility to share with us the traditions and cultures of this family? Because what you're saying is that if this is a way of how we do things as a family, this is the cultural pattern that we follow, when that stops, is Angoma not involved? Is the people in our houses?
Now, the problem starts by, I'm married currently, right?
Yeah.
I'm married to Monde. But I have kids from outside.
Yeah.
Before I met Umonde.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now when I go and get married to Umonde is a Christian.
Yeah.
My man is a Christian. He knows nothing about ancestors and everything.
Yeah.
And then when I get to my marriage, I took my kids along, right? What is it that I'm going to teach them? Obviously, I'm going to teach them umthetho wakashani, which is Christianity.
Yeah.
Now, my kids are lost from everything that happened from ekhaya kubo laba buya khona. Remember, I got pregnant out of wedlock.
Yeah.
So now I'm teaching my kids izinto ezenzeka la emshadweni wami la ngibathathe khona. They don't know anything.
It has nothing to do. Well, it has something to do with them, but it has not.
Yeah. So I'm confusing them at the same time. I'm doing what's right according to isiko lakabani lakashang, which is bona bayini babazalwane.
Yeah, bona abaphahli.
Abaphahli abakenzi lokho. So uma ngibuyele emuva from emuva abazali bethu nabo, they refused a lot of things. They refused their callings. They refused ukubuyela back to esintwini sabo. That's jolo ukuthi ayikho nje yonke lento.
We've moved on. Yeah.
Because nabo bebacindezelekile.
Yeah.
Ngesikhathini sabo sama apartheid nana. But into engayifuni mina. Tina, we are the new generation. Asikhulelanga apartheidini. Asekile ukuba nama excuse. Ukuthi umama in. Angithi bona they had choices that they made according to the situation that they faced.
Were in, yeah.
You understand? Yeah. They were oppressed ngamaBhayibheli. They were oppressed by amabhunu. Tina sikho lapho. Let's stop making excuses and stand up and try to do something better.
Do you think the current generation actually is going through this spiritual awakening of some sort and having to deal with into zesiko and namadlozi, because there's generations that didn't do those things and now this generation has to come back and cover up for that?
Yes, everything. Yes, there are things, there are scriptures that I like in the Bible that are true that are also happening when it comes to isigo, when it says it happens even spiritually.
Well, it is all spiritual.
It is. So it happens ukuthi abazali bethu, they had to do certain things and they didn't, and manje iwela, I know for sure that my mom has a calling, even when she sees me doing these things sometimes but she didn't do it. She didn't want to. She's a ZCC member now. You understand? So
because there is a generation that actually went through that way where they were like, because they were allowed to either do one or the other or do both. But that's how they contained. But if they didn't practice, it means that the calling was suppressed. Okay.
So somebody from that family has to take this, and eventually they will choose you.
So it's like a baton or a mantle of some sort.
Yes. So what happens is, you must also check this out. We have generational curses.
Yes.
That we need to break.
We
have generational curses that lead us to lentek to ayini ubungoma.
Okay.
Because uzathola ukuthi ugogo wakho wayeyinyanga, and then after that ugogo wakho wathatha lesikhwama wasebenzisa ngendlela yokuthakatha.
So now
manje kuthiwa kuyo yonke lo mndweni wonke lo mntwana olwa uzothwasa kodwa abe umthakathi. So now it's a generational curse, it's not a calling. It's not a calling, it's a generational curse.
So you need to know the difference.
It does not mean just because you don't have a calling yokutwas baningi abathwasile abangana calling.
That's true, because others, they were just meant to go to us and then they're fine. And then it ends there, and that's it. Not everybody who twasas has a calling to heal.
None. We have different callings. Different callings.
All right, I'm talking to Gogo Skhotheni in studio with me, finding and embracing spirituality. You guys said we had some questions. Okay, let's see if people are saying anything on my Instagram page. Waze wayikhuluma iqiniso ngafisa nokuhlala nawe. I'm suffering from depression and anxiety disorder. It's been 8 months now, and I really feel like every day I'm going to die. Oh, my thoughts and prayers are with you. Candidate _M521. Wise woman Tebogo says, Ubizo kifilwe, uketiwe, said truth 100%. Kaise Media says, Gogo Skhotheni, watlaba mutle Dr. Skhotheni. Yazi, I thought you live in Pietermaritzburg, Embali, kanti usempumalanga. Good afternoon, powerful kings. Those are some of the comments that are coming through. Okay, so we have a question?
Yes, a voice note.
Okay, a voice note. All right, let's play this voice note and hear what it has to say. Okay, listening. No, it's not playing. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna take a break and play a song, and then I will come back. I'll come back. Ask Gogo. Ask Gogo to do an online consultation. So she's gonna be answering some questions. You know what? We can't keep talking about decolonization of our education and fighting white monopoly capital if we're not talking about our spirituality. We have to have that conversation. It might be uncomfortable for some people, but we must have it. Okay, so we're gonna take some voice notes, right? I'm ready with one here, over here. All right, let's go.
Gogo naleti okhulumayo, bengifisa ukwazi ngaba kukhona yini okungangisiza. Ngizibona nginenkinga yokuthi azihlangane izinto mangaba ngithi ngizamhlanganisa imali yokuthi ngigcine ngishada. Nginoma wengane zami ezimbini siyasebenza kahle sobabini. Ngathenga umuzi ngisahleli ngedwa okwamanje. Kodwa nje mangaba sekumele kuhlanganisa into zokushada ayakuhlangana imali iphelele ezandleni. Ukhona enye ke ngayithatha ngayisa somewhere ngithi ngiyo-investor kanti ngihambe wrong. Manje nje akuhlangani nje. So ngicela ukwazi khona nje into engangilekelela for i-financial breakthrough.
On that one, that's where you need to go and consult and check, because imali ukuthi uthenga umuzi wakwazi uyibeka yahlala, wakwazi ukuthenga umuzi manje mase kumele uyoshada kuyabheda. Yinto kumele uyibheke ukuthi ekhaya kuyashadwa na, ekhaya umshado uvumelekile ngaphambi kokuthi uyoshada kwamele ubike emadlozini ubatshela ukuthi ngicela ningisize ngifuna ukubeka imali ngizoletha umuntu because amanye amadlozi awafuna abanye abantu bashade ngoba ubalethela abantu abangekho right emshadweni. Not that umuntu wakhe akekho right, you need to tell amadlozi ukuthi yini istep ozosithatha sukela la.
Okay, so we have another one. All right, let's take the second one. There, thank you for tuning in. If you just joined us, #Phly 3 to 5 right here on Massive Metro with me, Penny. I'm spending time with Gogo Skhotheni. She's a traditional healer. We're talking finding and embracing spirituality, and right now we're taking some of your voice notes. So we spoke about how people are desperate, looking for all sorts of answers and progress. I mean, you know, we've seen what's been happening, for example, with like these strange churches that we've experienced in our country. And I'm sure it happens in other parts of the world, but we can only talk about our country because this is where we are and what we've seen. And we saw people going through the most, you know, with that. These desperate way of seeking for things, what would you say is happening there, Gogo?
I'd like to say when it comes to that, there's faith, there's being desperate. We tend to take our faith and use it in the wrong way because we want quick things.
Okay.
Now, South Africans, I don't want to lie. We have faith. When we want to do something, we do it. So that's why it is easy for these pastors to manipulate us because they know that when it comes to God, we are seeking to praise this person. We are seeking to come back and do the right things.
Yeah.
But now when they come to us, they come back to us in a wrong way, these people. So our faith, they turn it to desperation. That's what we do.
Okay.
Kanti, our faith does not mean when we want something now, we will get it now. It means we must still stick to prayer and ukphahla, but we must not give up when we face problems because we tend to have the thing that when we face problems, this thing is not working, we move.
Okay.
Then we get confused.
All right. Thokoza Gogo, I was told that I have a spiritual gift of helping people, but it's very dark. There's no direction. Even my dreams are not clear. And mostly I forget them. People have distanced themselves from me, even relationships wise. I'm not lucky. I don't know what to do. This is another message.
Okay. I've heard that I think it's everywhere that when you have a calling,
relationship.
Man, no guys.
Is that true or not?
I know.
I
disagree.
Yeah.
I disagree because
yeah.
I cannot say I have to disrespect you or cheat on you as my partner and blame it on a calling.
Yeah.
There are things that we do as people.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I'm not perfect. He's not perfect.
Yeah.
But we are learning everything as we go, as we grow into our marriage.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there are characters that a person really says, this I can stand, this I cannot stand.
Yeah.
And again, Sis Penny, we people that are gifted, every wrong thing that happens, we say, Idloslam.
Yeah.
We drink, we behave nasty. Idloslam belithanda utshwala. Idloslam belibhema.
We are cheated.
Idloslam lithanda amadoda. There is no yonke into idloslam, guys, remaka. But they have their own time, guys. Badula banale rona. That's why they give us time to do our nails. That's why omunye akafuna ukufaka amazipho unjanjanyana akafuna nokugeza athi idloslam alizona amanzi idloslam lithanda amazipho, guys. Akathola umuntu yetsa so batlile ko wena ukenya manala batlile ko wena ukenya di weave. They're not here to change you. They just want to live inside you.
Okay. All right, let's take another voice note coming through.
Dumelang Fela. I have a question for Mams Skhotheni. Dumela Gogo, Thokoza Gogo. So ngaba nephupho, I don't know if it's relevant ukuthi ngikhulume ngephupho lami during the show, but ngaba ngephupho iphupho la yenzeka ukuthi ngizoconsulta, and then manya consulta, I saw the house, the way bengakhona and everything, and then mangena ngaphakathi kuyisikhathi sami sokuthi ngiyoconsulta kwayenzeka ukuthi you could see ukuthi bokuphithizela, like klare mathwasane naphithizela, and then khayirahala hore ba it's like sort of like king ba dule in ba kuce, in sort of like a circle, and then bashi is spacing yana ka mogareng a bona gore ke msamo like aba, and then opposite ke msamo o le gore na negrito ho ona, and then go na le dikeretse mo masaiteng. So ke ntse ke tshela morao ke ntse ke kucele ka matlo di be ka re ke a change, and I felt like I'm being a lizard. Ha ke cheba ya ba gore ke bona wena mo msamong wona o surrounded by matshwasane but you looked quite different, but the face was you. And then I truly didn't understand what's going on, so no kopo ntlhalosetse gona mo fela.
Okay, that's not you having a calling. It shows that when you come to me, your ancestors are going to be present. As we are kneeling down to you, we were kneeling down to the ancestors that brought you into the house. When you saw Umsamo, that means your answers are lapa Umsamo Zoatola kon. Not that you have a calling.
All right, we have another one. Okay, I take a quick ad break and I come back. It's 7 minutes to go before the hour 5 o'clock. We're about to wrap up the show. Okay, so if we have any more questions or voice notes, I'm going to take that. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap up my conversation. Do we have any? Okay, so let's just take two more. Okay, two more. So I'm still with Gogo Skhotheni in studio with me, finding and embracing spirituality, and people have lots of questions. Okay, here we go.
Thokoza Gogo. Ngicela ubuza ku Gogo Skhotheni ukuthi vele ekhaya uma ngifamba waye wathasa. I've asked her about her journey when I started experiencing some weird dreams, in a sense that I would dream of things before they happen. Some of them they would actually do happen, and then the school stuff, and I've asked her, she's a Christian. Well, we are Christians at home, and then she became a Christian after she was supposed by Amgele Ubizolake, but she didn't. So now my problem is, I don't know whether I have it based on the dreams that I do have, but now, because I'm a Christian, I'm not exposed to that other side. I don't know what to do anymore, and it's actually troubling me in so many ways.
Let's take the second one, and then she'll answer both back to back.
Njengoba ngihlezi ngiphupha umama amashonela wamama, so ngihlezi ngiphupha umama, but ephupheni lami ngingamphuphi, ephupheni lami umama uthulile akasebenzi. So since umama ashona azange asageza ekhaya. After umama aqeda ukushona basitshela ukuthi ababhiliki lezi zinto zokuthi umuntu uyageza, and mangikhumbula kahle umama ashonile ezandleni zami, so umuntu ogcina ukuba nomama makashona. So apparently njengoba this week njengoba bengilele ngiphupha umama uthulile, and then ngisathi ngiphupha sengise emfuleni nomunye.
Okay, all right.
Baba khona ukukhuluma isiZulu, so lo baba angigeza. So ngicela ukwazi ukuthi istep esiphi lesengingasithatha njengoba ngikuphuphile. So
wow, so the other one is a isigo conversation, eh? Yeah, and then the first one.
The first one, her problem is very deep, and I could sense it from here. I want to tell her every time when her heart beats fast, that's when her ancestors are talking to her. She has a very, very good calling. I could sense it from here, but she must not go to anyone to be initiated. She must do each and everything that they tell her to do.
Oh yeah, because there's people who have a calling who don't have to go to get trained, who will be trained by themselves.
Yes, she's very strong, so she must just listen to her ancestors. Her heart beats every time. Every second beats fast. That's when they talk to her. Even when she's walking around, she feels like there's somebody, that's them working with her. So she's very strong. She must continue going to church and everything, but she must listen to what her ancestors are telling her and do it.
Okay, so she must not be afraid.
No, she mustn't.
Okay, and then the second lady?
The second lady, yes, it is important to go to ekaya bagezwe. So abam gezanga. So they even come to a dream to even show her guti. because she says she went to Phly with a certain guy ubaba angamazi akhuluma isiZulu.
Yeah, in the dream. Yeah.
So now they are showing her ukuthi you can even go to a traditional healer for yourself, because uma ushonele ezandleni zakho kumele umsuse. The reason why she keeps on coming to you, because she's still attached to you.
Okay.
So umele umsuse ukuze akhona ukuba idlozi elihle kuwe. So she can go to a traditional healer. She will get cleansed by the river.
All right. Okay. Well, guys, I wish we could keep along, but unfortunately we can't. Now, the other thing that people do is this thing, yokuqinisa. You know, somebody jokingly said to me this weekend, "Nkosi yami awuvumuhle eza ukuku yini wathwala yini?" And I was like, "Hayibo. This went left."
Yeah.
What's this thing about uqinisa nokuthwala? How does it work?
It works, hey? It works. A lot of people do that. Abantu abaningi uma uziqinisa as umuntu uziqinisa wena ukuthi ungatholi imime emibi. Because it happens ukuthi niyasebenza nila emsebenzini khona usebenzisa umuthi for yena, for a good purpose, you understand? But lo muthi mawuthola wena, when you are too weak, and then you fall for that, and then ufika kuwe in a bad way.
Okay.
Not that it was meant for you. Yena uzisiza yena, but umuthi maso ufika kuwena ufika kuwe in a bad way. Omunye umuntu uyafutha, omunye umuntu wenzani, but by you being closer to them, lezi zinto azikhiphayo kuyena zingena kuwena, seziba zimbi kuwena. So that's the most important thing, ukuthi uma umuntu uziqinise ukuthi ungatholi imime emibi.
All right.
Yeah.
So guys, we leave it at that for today. Okay. Uyafuta.
Steam.
Yeah, steaming.
Yeah.
So constantly. Does that chase?
It's important.
So
it does.
It chases.
It does. Skin glow.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, there you have it, guys. That's our show for today. I wish I could keep it longer, but unfortunately, we have ran out of time.